Yeah, I fell yesterday. It was a pretty hard fall. And I landed with my hands, and I guess I hit my head, I hit my shoulder, and hit my forearm. I was like bleeding. We're gonna take the Beltway and 66 out of here. Ah, the HOV. This is probably the only benefit of riding a motorcycle in this area. But we are on our way to Lynchburg. We're 126 miles away from Squirrely. You know what? This is called the Little Fork Church. Guess what? One time I was riding here, I was actually coming the opposite way, and I had a friend of mine crash here. See this left hand over there? A friend of mine went wide and he ended up crashing, and I remember his brain was concussed and he couldn't ride. Like he had to stay here for a while, and we left him here, but you know, he was in good hands with the people. It was kind of funny. We were riding on a Sunday, and all the people that were in this church came out. I had no idea at the time this was an historic church. This is a lot to read. Peaceful parish became an entrenched camp and a highway for the marching and counter-marching of grand armies. You know, these Virginia roads are really cool. You might be asking, why did I bring the Super Tenere as opposed to the NC 700? Well, I haven't really registered the NC, and also this thing is a much better bike for munching long miles. Yeah, there is no comparison when it comes to highway and mile munching. This is better. The NC definitely has its place, and if I didn't have this bike and I kept my original NC 700 6-speed, I would be perfectly happy. But I think what I like about some bikes is I like to have that extra oomph when it comes to power, you know, and this one gives me that oomph without like a crazy abundant amount of power. Look at these roads. On the NC, like, it's not the type of bike that you would enjoy going fast. You know, there's bikes that aren't really meant to go fast, like the KLR 650. You just kind of putt around. The Royal Enfield, you putt around. It's not meant for like going fast in corners. But this bike, even though you can kind of putt around, it does feel like a proper sport bike in the corners when you want it to be. This is Culpeper, Virginia. I do like these old towns. They have so much character. Whenever I go to like Maryland or Virginia, there's all of these towns that were part of the Civil War in one form or the other. And if you stop and like read some of the signs, you'll see like some of the big armies. That's a cop. Some of the big armies of the Confederates and the Union, they marched through and had it out. See, there's like a little plaque over there. Yeah, I don't know if I like to live here full time. I need to be like around a bigger city. Otherwise, I don't have anything to complain about. I'm about 100 miles from Lynchburg. Oh, I remember coming through here. There's a winery down the road. That's a good place to pick up women. Most women love wineries. Got to make sure that the cars aren't coming the opposite way. One thing you'll notice is that the leaves are changing, and it's hard to distinguish between the leaves sometimes in a dirty road. You don't want to slip and die. That would be bad. That would put a damper on your day if you died. So really enjoy the scenery. Like, you can see mountains over there. Most of the time when I'm riding, I see things out of my peripheral vision. Thing about the areas out here is that they have very small houses. It's like in DC where there's a lack of space where they build large houses. Like, look around. These are perfectly nice houses, and they're not McMansions. But in DC, everybody's building McMansions, and the land costs more than the house because the land is really more important. But out here, I think it's reversed. The land is cheap. These people have no idea how nice this area is. I had a guy on my YouTube channel say that I'm endangering kids. But look, do you see any kids on the road? If you have kids on the road, guys, then you're not parenting well. You don't want to be playing on these roads. It does handle extremely well. It's comfortable. It's not like a Goldwing in comfort. But I don't really feel like I need a Goldwing for comfort. I actually kind of like a bike to be a little bit more nimble like this. This one still feels sport. The NC, not so much. It's because it's got a very low rev limit, and in a way that makes it a very good commuter. But this one's got a certain je ne sais quoi. 25 miles an hour, this is when I really stop. And here is the beauty of the Super Tenere. Quiet. It doesn't seem like I'm screaming. You know what I like about this bike now is that I have a rear brake. Oh, hey, there's Subaru from hell. So that's my cue that I need to be mindful of traffic. I'm not very good at the cornering on gravel. I know that people can corner pretty fast, but I just don't trust my front tire. You know, sometimes there's like the ripples on the road. Oh, look, quite a few people jogging around here. You know, this is not great for your lungs, but this is beautiful. Like these little country estates, and these people might be the ones. Look at that, a Tesla. Do you see how there's a hump like this on the road? If you hug the right side or the left side, the bike tends to track straight, so you constantly have to correct it. I don't have too much of an issue doing that, but it's something to keep in mind. If you have a motorcycle tire, they do work better with these off type of roads. We are arriving in Crozet, and here is Crozet Charlottesville. It's one of the towns outside of Charlottesville, but I just love that it's like so surrounded by mountains. And here's a brewery. This is when you know that it's up and coming. A lot of people just start making breweries everywhere. It's like, why are people crazy about beer? Beer and wine. How about a weed shop? It's like, there's nothing for me. It's like, I'm not really into beer or into wine or into weed. There's got to be something else that they can make for me. Yeah, here's the little old town of Crozet. Crozet Pizza. I've eaten there. Delish. You know, to me, it's not really about the food. It's just like the time that you're eating it. Some people are really into food. For me, it's just stuff I burn off. Oh, Mud House, Coffee House, and Bakery. No, if it was a pastry, you know, that's the thing. Who am I kidding? I would never buy any foods from these people. I'm so cheap. Crozet Park is over here. We're gonna stop there. Claudius Crozet. Ah! Claudius. Look at this awesome house. Damn, that's an awesome house. I'd love to have something like that. This is a nice little park here in Crozet. Just took a little bit of a break, and now I'm gonna head back out. Alright, oh no, look at this, grass clippings. Oh no! Leaf clippings, even worse. Ugh. My goodness, I survived it. I do like these little houses by these side roads. I like the elevation changes. Look at this. I mean, you just keep turning. cows smell like cows. This is so familiar. You know, I haven't come here in ages, and I've had some good memories coming through this road. And these were all day rides, you know. I would ride here and back to DC. Yeah, this way goes to Wintergreen. Hey, woo! Squirrely didn't give me his address. It's like, I hate this new idea of everybody's like, oh, just come over here and then I'll text you the address. But the problem is I don't have a phone. And look at the mountains over here. We're about to hop on the Blue Ridge Parkway. The Blue Ridge Parkway is different than the Skyline Drive. The Skyline Drive goes from Front Royal all the way to Waynesboro, and you have to pay to get in. It's a national park. It's beautiful. The speed limit is 25, 35 miles an hour. Phew, that skunk smells. Holy cow, man. Only motorcyclists get this funk thrown at them. It's like the goddamn skunk. Ah. Wintergreen Resort. Here we go. This is like part of the resort, but we're gonna hop onto the Blue Ridge Parkway. We have some time, but the Skyline Drive is a national park, so you have to get in by paying. You can use your National Parks Pass to get in, but the Blue Ridge Parkway, that's the longest parkway. That's the one that Squirrely wants to take all the way to the Tail of the Dragon. Appalachian Trail. That's the one that Brian Laundrie is hiking. Look, this guy's from Florida. Oh my lord. Oh god damn. That's insane. This is insanity. You're not even going the speed limit. Who the hell goes 45? It's so difficult. But you can see, look at that. Motorcyclists, they love it here. But it's very difficult to do 45. Where am I going? I'm going like 50 right now. There's some amazing outlooks around here. I mean, like, this is beautiful, but there are some even better overlooks. That Harley guy, that was the Harley guy that went the opposite way. No helmet. He was railing too. He was going fast to the corners. I mean, look at that. This is the road. It's just unbelievable. It actually is very similar to the Sherrill Hollis Skyway in Tennessee and North Carolina. I forgot which state that is, but it's off of the Dragon. Everybody does it. These are the best type of roads because they're beautiful, they're scenic, but the problem is the speed limit is kind of low. This is kind of like high season because a lot of people want to come here to look at the leaves change, and I don't think it's this is a great date sort of material, but the problem is on a motorcycle, when you bring a date here, they're going to get frozen. Even in this sort of temperature, if you don't have some hair on your back, you might get a little bit cold here. We're at 3,200 feet, so I mean, just look around. It's amazing, and I can go at this speed and I'm not bored. The road does have these broken yellow lanes to pass, but it's not a good idea to be passing cars left and right, even when the road gets open like this. Oftentimes I've been in this road and I've seen a park police coming the opposite way, and they will stop you for speeding. So you have to be very cautious of being in a park like this because there's all sorts of people using it. There's hikers often walking on the road, cyclists, there's people with RVs and campers, and of course all sorts of cars, and they're all like looking around and enjoying their time, and you don't want to piss anybody off. In the winter, when the snow hits, this is a difficult area to live in. Here's a motorcycle. Ooh. You gotta be careful with these guys going in, and we're exiting this amazing parkway. Why do they call it a parkway anyway? You don't really park in a parkway, right? And then like they call driveways, but you don't drive on the driveway. The roads around here are pretty nice. I mean, this is kind of like what this area is. It's just curvy stuff near the mountains. I've gone through here multiple times. This is definitely like a very good area for riding with your friends. Now, I usually don't come here at about this time of the year because it gets so much colder. Car! Ah, oh, you bastard. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Oh, man. He let me through. It's so nice of him. See, I honked and I waved like a proper person. The pine sort of stuff, you could also slip, so you have to be careful. And there's a lot of pine sort of forest here. Here's some gravel, very doable here. Route 56. Oh yeah, this is the part that I remember that's a little bit more gravelly and tight. And we're just going down the mountain. Here's some gravel here. You can tell by the discoloration of the road. So this is when downshifting is your friend. Hey, this guy's mountain biking. What is this? Montebello. Montebello. Montebello here. Like a little pond. Yeah, I stopped here before. I just, now that I'm into mountain biking, I kind of want to see some trails. Just look around this road. It's just amazing. Route 56 in Virginia. It's near Lynchburg, so squirrely is probably abundant. This is called Crabtree Falls, and I think it's really just for the parking. You have to pay $3 to get in, and you can go and like rape and pillage the village speed here, but you don't want to screw up. If you look over there, Jesus Christ, if you screw up here, you're falling down this ravine and hitting a bunch of trees and then falling in the river. Not a good scenario. Some of these roads are kind of, you see they tighten up. It's like two apexes here. It's a double apex road. Double apex corner. You go into the corners and then you kind of have to straighten up, look for new lines. But I'm finding that even mountain biking you have to do this. Mountain biking, it's of course a lot less lower speed, but it's the same sort of thing. It's the mentality, looking ahead. I guess we're entering Lynchburg. I'm kind of surprised. It's a big city. It is Lynchburg, the town where they do the most lynching in the world. You know, it's kind of a bad name. I would change it. That's a beautiful river, like waterfalls over there. Whoa, this is cool. What is that? Train tracks? It's like an old city. Like, I'm so not used to seeing, and it's hilly. I did not envision I did not envision this city being this hilly. I don't see any McDonald's. This is not good. And here's the railroad tracks. I have no idea where this squirrel is. Is this prom or something? I want to see what's over here. I smell weed. This place has got tons of character. The prices of those places are insane. Have you ever checked out the prices of living in Asheville, North Carolina? They're outrageous. They're almost like DC prices. I go this way. Oh, do not enter. Never mind. This is here. Now this is doubling back into the city. This place is getting ready to be colonized. Free public parking. That's good. I'm surprised that this place is so nice. Moyan Design Showroom. Very nice. Shout out to them. Look at this KLX. Holy cow, it's my eyes. Wow. Look at this thing. It's kind of cool. It's like a mini Lombard Street. I was not ready for that. The Home Guard Infantry, the Musketeer. That's really interesting. Alright, I managed to contact Squirrely. Now we're just gonna go find him. He is in Liberty something or other. On that side of the mountain, they carved LU. People here drive pretty slow. They don't drive aggressively like they do in the DC area. They don't cut people off. And there goes my buddy. Oh, he's wearing a mask. He's wearing a half helmet and wearing a mask. Wow. I mean, you really got to be protected. I have no idea why he wants to meet here. Yeah, this is it. I have no idea where he's at. He always gives me like cryptic information. He finally gave me the address. This is a really nice campus. I was sitting on the bench there, and some guy is like, "Have a blessed day." I have never had anybody say that to me. Squirrely's pad, and I'm going to be tent spacing today in his shed. Lena, Squirrely's daughter, is only 4 years old. She speaks more clearly than my niece, who's 7, and rides a freaking electric scooter like a banshee. In a few years, you're going to be riding one of these bikes. Here is my first tent space for this trip. You can see I'm staying in a really nice shed. It's fantastic. I'm so glad I don't have to set up my tent in the outside because it's pretty wet. So I just put my sleeping pad and my sleeping bag, and then I have my tent, which I'm not going to use, but I just wanted to show you around Glenn's or Squirrely's shed. He's got quite a few things. You guys might remember this bike. That's the Pitster that I worked on. Honda CRF 250 Rally. This is the one I really wanted. Now, of course, they have the 300. This one's got the Leo Vinci exhaust. It needs a new rear tire, but you can see some of the little things that he does. That is awesome. And look at this. He's even got like the blue headlight protector. He's got the red bash guard. He's got the blue throttle thing there. And he's got bags on both sides. So he's really into like this coordination of the colors. He's very organized. Very organized. This is what I need to be. I need to be organized. Well, anyway, I just wanted to show you my first tent space for today. And tomorrow is going to be the day we're going to ride all the way to the Dragon. I doubt we'll get to the Dragon because Squirrely rides like a squirrel. Kind of stuck here. The cops won't bother me.